Hey guys, it's Forte. It's Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock, May 1st today. And I'm recording this video today instead of Sunday and uploading on Sunday, which I usually do, is because I just got vaccinated, second shot by the way, and I heard second shot, people get pretty sick. So if I die for the next couple of days, I won't be able to upload this video, so I'm doing it today. Anyways, for this video, I'm going to go over 3 things. I've jotted them down on my notebook, by the way, just in case I forget on my every single video. I'm going to talk about why do I manually scan instead of using scanners. Don't get me wrong, I still use scanners, but most of the time I scan manually. Sometimes I use scanner to make sure I don't miss stuff, right? And what do I look for? People ask this all the time. Sorry, that's like actually so important. I just forgot to answer in my previous videos. What do I look for when I scan manually using my own eyes to look over 2,000 stocks every week? Okay. By the way, I'm also going to talk about why is it not a waste of time. Okay, because I'll talk about that later. And then third, we're gonna go over NASDAQ 100. I don't want to go over 2,000 stocks with you guys. That's gonna make this video way too long. I'm gonna go over 100 stocks in the NASDAQ and show you the speed and my process through it. So hopefully this is a more educational video than stock idea videos, right? And number one, let's go over it. Number one, let's talk about time real quick. Waste of time. That's what a lot of people think that's what I'm doing. First of all, it's really this question is really subjective. But let's just say I'm gonna throw a fact. Okay, most of you guys probably don't care, but I trade stock, day trading and swing trading. Mostly swing. I day trade maybe once a week when there's opportunities. Opportunity has to show up for me to day trade. I don't like losing money. Most of the time I swing because that's where I find supply and demand. It's easier to make money for me. I think that's where the money is at. But do what works for you. Some people are just better than me at day trading. It's true. I'm better at other people at swing trading. Everyone is different. Okay, let's talk about time, right? So this is my full-time job. I trade about 32 an hour in the morning from Monday to Friday. And on weekends, I spend an hour to 2 hours scanning stocks. And by doing so, I don't have to work at a company sitting in front of an office computer and look at Excel sheets all day, right? To me, that's not wasting time. If I can do this and make money, be profitable for me, that's good. And now the question comes, you can just use a scanner to find the stocks, and scanner probably works better and save you more time. You don't have to waste an hour, 30 minutes. First, I think looking over stocks manually, let's say I look over 2,000 stocks every weekend, right? If there were 3,000 more stocks that I can look over, I will look over them. But there isn't that many for me to look, so I can only scan 2,000. I can only scan 2,000. That's how I think of it. I think it's fun. Okay? Let's say I use Finviz, right? I'm able to find 20 stocks. But me looking over 2,000 stocks, I can find 21 stocks. That one extra stock, it's worth the time for me personally. It's an hour, 30 minutes or 2 hours. And for some of you guys that thinks that it's kind of unbelievable for me to look over that many stocks in such a short period of time. Well, if you do something for a long time, you kind of just, you get good at it and you do it pretty fast. Trust me. Almost in any industry, that's how it is. You do it pretty fast when you know what you look for. Okay. And that's about it. Let's go through it step by step. And number one, you have to do this is you look over SPY and QQQ first. We can see that SPY is currently close right at the 20-day moving average with a declining 5-day to flattened 5-day moving average. So the market right now is, in a way, you can say it's guilty on the downtrend on the very short term. We're still on the uptrend, don't get me wrong. But the thing is, it's possible that we start testing some areas that, who knows where the areas could be. It could be right here. And the market is pretty extended. We did win from 307 all the way to 342, and it's currently correcting through time, which who knows what could be. As of right now, all we know, technical analysis isn't predicting the future. It's being able to analyze the current moment and find an outlook to it. That's basically it. We're not like some magicians, okay? And this is pure technical, by the way. There's no fundamental involved. So I'm only looking at charts. SPY, same thing. Okay, we are not testing the 20-day moving average, but we obviously had a pullback. We have been testing all-time high pretty much every single time, and it seems like we've been getting rejected every single time we test all-time high. And if you look at it on the shorter time frame, we're right below a flat to declining 5-day moving average. If we continue going lower, potentially we'll start testing some areas even lower. So during times like this, the best thing to do if you're a novice trader is to cash or take smaller positions. And you also want to take safer stocks, which in my opinion are the Nasdaq 100 and the S&P 500. Now there aren't going to be many penny stocks in there, but that's fine. We're not here to trade. We're trading to make money. Agree? And today I wrote this stuff on my notebook so I don't forget about what I'm about to talk about in this video. And I want you guys in front of the video to take up a pen and start jotting down things that you think that are valuable to you personally on your fucking notebook, okay? Because we're here to learn. And let's go through it. Number one, we open our watch list. We're gonna look over the Nasdaq 100. And the check mark here just means that it has been traded over 500 volumes daily for the last 3 months. And why is that important? Well, if you're day trading, you have to take a lot of, you want to make sure the stock is liquidable, or else you're going to get bad slippages, because on day trading you take a lot bigger positions. Now let's look over, let me check OBS and see if everything looks fine. Okay, you guys can see it, right? All right, I'm going to zoom out. I have two screens. Right here, you guys are looking at is a daily. On the left side, I have a weekly chart. And then I just click on this and I look through, what do I look for? Number one, we're in a bull market. So I want to see all the stocks on rising 20-day, 50-day, and 200-day moving average. That's number one. I want to see the price holding, for example, making higher lows after making a pretty high, consolidate for a while. I don't want to chase. So I want to make sure the stocks I'm trading has went up or and has done some consolidation through time or price, and I want to see the price holding. I don't want to see a price failing. For example, SCGN below the 20-day, 50-day, even 200-day moving average, and then now the price is failing, making higher lows. Lower highs as I go. So I skipped that immediately. Tesla obviously just had earnings. It failed. Go to next. This one, what is it? I don't like how big of the candles it is, and basically it's a pretty choppy stock just by looking at the daily chart. You can move down to 15 minutes. You can see these kind of movements. I'm not a fan of trading these kind of stuff. They seem to fail a lot. I'm going to go through them pretty fast. If I find something interesting, I'll show you guys. Okay. That's usually okay. XEL. We can start writing this on the notebook. Basically, you find something interesting, you look at it later. First, you write it down, okay? XEL. I write it down. Now we continue. AEP. WBA. We can write ISRG down. Monster, MNST, not a big fan. They already made a pretty big move on the way up. Seri failed. And this is usually the speed I go through things. And we're only going over Nasdaq 100. So it should be pretty fast. MAR, not a big fan. There isn't a lot of good setups in my opinion as of right now. That's why don't trade too many. Just relax. We're here to make money, not to trade. Fox, we already finished 80 some stocks. You can see that a lot of stock has failed, especially when earnings are around the corner. And we just finished 103 stocks. And how long? I don't know, but you do the calculation. And we found 3. So first one, we take a look at it. XEL, right? First, we want to look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart obviously looks pretty, it's trying to test the all-time high, it seems like. And there has been history side pivot to the left before last year, March. and we seem to be getting above that, right? And all-time high is pretty close at 76. Usually stock likes to test all-time high, either gets rejected or not. If it doesn't, it keeps on going, you know. And let's take a look at on the daily chart. We can see that it's been going up in the last we went from $57 to 71, which is a lot, and we pull back to the 20-day moving average as a price correction. Stock also went up on higher volume, and we have consolidated on lower volume there, and then we seem to find buyers on the 20-day moving average. And it's been 2 green candles, so I'm not very looking forward to this. If you look at on the 15-minute chart, right, we have currently a flat to inclining 5-day moving average, which is good. But I think a stock has already moved from $69 to $72, which is $2 in 2 days, which in my opinion is a lot. And at the end of Friday, it seems like it's overextended pretty badly too. So for this stock to be tradable, I want to see this to pull down and maybe consolidate for a day or two, you know. And maybe it could set up and be a good trade for next week for day trading or swing trading. And if it does pull down and start consolidating, when you're day trading, and make sure you buy above this high. So it breaks this, and volume could kick in, and this could move higher. But as of Monday, we're not going to be trading this one. AEP, American Electric Power, 15. If we look at it on the daily chart, we can see that the stock also went huge, basically from $75 to $90 in how many months? Within a month, actually, it's crazy. And then we have seen pullbacks to the 20-day moving average. A lot of energy stocks has went, so you have to be careful on that. And if we also found buyers at the 20-day moving average, as they found buyers last time on the 20-day moving average. If you look at it on the 15-minute chart, again, it's the same thing. We have moved from $86 to $88, almost $89 in 2 days, 3 days, okay? And we want to see this thing in my opinion, to at least pull back to the 5-day moving average and consolidate a little bit before it gets going. So this is also a no trade. WBA, which we also found it and these are why I don't think scanners can do a better job, because a lot of the time scanners, they ask you to find stocks that's above moving averages, right? For example, this one, we're above the 50-day moving average, but we're below the 20-day moving average. But I still think this stock could be good. Why? Because when the stock was going up around this area, if you look at the volume, we also had a lot of inclining volume, consolidated with lower volume and price pulling back. And we've seen pretty big volume kicking back on the Friday, basically. If we look at it on the 15-minute chart, now this one could be a tradable one. Why? Because we finally broke the 5-day moving average. It seems to be like the stock always finds sellers at the 5-day moving average, right? But this time we broke above it, and the 5-day moving average, instead of being declining, is starting to flatten out. And if we're able to open above this area, I think the 5-day moving average will start to go up be on an uptrend. So WBA, I think, will be a good trade on Monday, right? We will have to buy it above this high right here, which is at 53.42. So write that down, WBA 53, get your notebook and your pen out, 53.42. With a stop, I think we're going to have to actually put it, I think, around this low, at the low of the day, at least. You can pick it. I'm only giving out references. You do you. So 52.45, that's where I think the stock will be good for this one. It'll be about $1 stop, right? And then the potential risk to the stock right here could be, all-time high, in my opinion. So the all-time high right here is $56, and we're trading it at 53.42 with $1 stop. So it's at least 3-1. And then usually when it's not all-time high, but you know what I'm saying, around this area where I will mostly sell around at least half of my shares once I hit there. If the stock wants to go higher, I let it go. We reduce risk, we take profit, and we just write it up. And one last one is ISRG, where I put it on the list. Look at it on the daily chart. The stock made a pretty big move from 6.9. It's an $800 stock. Let's take this off the list. I usually don't like to trade these huge, gigantic prices, right? And most people don't. The stock looks good. Instead of the price falling, the stock declined through time, and we're able to find buyers around this area. If you look at it on the 15-minute chart, we're starting to getting above the 5-day moving average. But I think I want to see this consolidate like this before it goes, instead of just buying above last Friday's high. if I have to buy, I'll have to buy above last Wednesday's high. But if it were to move from here all the way to Wednesday's high, I think it would be a little, too extended of a move. Also, the stock barely trades 500k shares. As we can see, that last Friday, I bet it only trade 477, 384. So this is a no trade. So by looking over the entire Nasdaq 100, we're only able to find one purchase that, in my opinion, I think it's pretty good, which is WBA. And that's basically the whole process. If you guys have any questions, please comment. And hopefully I don't die tomorrow from the vaccine. Well, thank you guys for watching. Check the description for WBA's stop and entry, and then subscribe to the channel if you like my content. Every subscription makes me happy. I do have a dream on when I was a kid, right? When I was in middle school, I wanted to be popular on YouTube or be partner on YouTube, and I forgot about that after I started trading, and now I'm like, maybe I can make it happen again. So please subscribe, make me partnered with YouTube, and check description. I do have a Discord chat room for day trader, swing trader. It's free. I don't do services, by the way. I do present a lot of trade ideas. Okay, and if you have questions, ask me in the comment section on YouTube. I reply. I look at every single one of them, or join my Discord and hit me up. And looking forward to see you guys, and peace. And if you guys are wondering why is the background a little different, don't worry about it. All right, don't worry about it. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Peace.